Hello, you realize that you had an amazing Clubhouse talk when you go out and you are in the absolute emotion and feeling to make a video about it. So I was invited by the wonderful Annalie today to give a short story of mine of a mistake of the past and how I work and handle my mistakes to learn from them for the future. So if you don't know what Clubhouse is, then listen now. If you do know, just skip forward. I will put the chapters later. So Clubhouse is an app where you can set up rooms where some people are allowed to talk, some people can raise their hands, and they can talk if the moderator or the owner of that room is basically allowing them to do so. So, and it was Carol, Ivy, and Annalie who shared their stories about mistakes that they made in their business life. And each and every one had like deep stories to share, with whether it was regarding money or emotions, being involved by themselves or by others. And it showed me that by sharing your mistakes, not necessarily you by yourself learn something out of it, but by the opportunity that you share mistakes with others and they share it with you, you have an option to learn from their mistakes, to reassure the learnings you made in the past because you made similar mistakes, and you dig them so deep into your basement that you do not find them anymore, and therefore you end up forgetting about them and probably forget the best practice in place because you do not have a connection to the reason anymore why you invented this best practice for your life. When it came to my turn, there was a mistake I made in the past, and I would like to show it here as well, because share it, because it is really something which I keep telling my workers. I was working in an insurance agency, and I was on the way to one of my clients. It was late in the evening, the weather was really bad, it was snowing outside, and when I arrived at the client's house, barely in time, the client was not there. The car was not there, and he didn't pick up the phone. You can imagine I was pretty upset. So, being emotional as I was at that time, I drove home. Took me a long time with the weather. And I just went to bed because I was, let's say, pissed off. And on the next day, I didn't even think about the client anymore. I just pushed it away and said, like, okay, who cares? And that hold it as long till his wife called. And she wanted to make an appointment to make the paperwork because her husband passed away last night. And but now you can imagine as well how bad I was feeling about being mad at him, being upset at him for nothing, and did him completely wrong. And from that day on, whenever I have a scenario where someone is not on the meeting place, not on the planned appointment, on the date, not on the time there as he's supposed to be or she's supposed to be, I remind myself of this part, and I wait till I know what was the reason. And if I want to be upset then because someone missed the train, got up too late, set no alarm, I can still do that. That's totally fine. Even though it's not reasonable and it doesn't give me any benefit, but maybe you are getting upset because of something. But I try not to. I try not to till that point comes. And I tell that to my workers, to my lower management, to my higher, whatever you call it. I tell it basically to everyone. If you do not know why something is happening, why someone is doing something, you just don't know. It's just you can talk about what is happening, person is not there. But beware of making accusations, and especially if people start talking about it. Like, yeah, he probably just don't want to come, blah, blah, probably whatever. You're gonna bite yourself. You're gonna be mad at yourself if you do so and that person had an accident. That person is in hospital. That person's kids are in hospital. I mean, we have seen all this over and over and over again. And even if 5 times you would have been right with the reason and with your assumption, what is with the 6th time? And then you're completely wrong. Don't be me. Don't make this mistake by yourself. You will feel so much better if you keep an open mind, you protect a person from other one's opinion, because if you assume, you're going to make an ass out of you and me. I mean, this is what the saying, I always refer to this. And if it goes to other people, it's even worse, because they cannot defend themselves. And the second part here is, when later on there's a coming out of a bad scenario, you have to realize you were wrong with your accusation. Yeah, great, super. Are you going to tell everyone that you have been wrong with your assumption? Maybe you are. That is great. But many times we feel so bad that we do not want to knock on other people's door, and maybe sometimes because we were emotional before, we don't even remember who we all told that this person is probably late because he did the party too hard yesterday and you saw 2 pictures on WhatsApp, which were actually like 2 weeks old. Therefore, beware of your first assumptions, keep other people from spreading rumors, and stay with the facts and try to find out what really happened. It makes your life better, it makes you feel a lot better, and it protects the other person from getting mistreated, let's say. And in case you were right with your initial thoughts, if you feel better talking about that, that's great. But usually you are at that time already calm enough to handle it reasonably with the proper thinking and no negative emotions involved. Thank you for listening to this one. I hope it gave you a short insight on my mistake, which I made, and I will make a second video later on how I make sure that in the future I will not repeat those mistakes, especially with an example out of the last weeks. That's all from my side. Enjoy the videos I will place down here probably, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my content. Thank you and have a great evening.